that
well,
good.
And you
Sports
and for any
made no
Hey everybody, welcome back to Diversity of Urban Art, and my name is Larry Moore. Before I left before I became full-time fine artist, I was an illustrator. And how that came about was I spent my youth airbrushing surfboards, t-shirts, vans, murals, whatever, for anybody who would pay me. Went into graphic design and got a major in graphic design, but no illustration training at all, no painting training at all. But somehow over the years, I just picked up a lot of different mediums and started picking up accounts. I loved my life as an illustrator. It was the greatest job because every job was completely different. I've done book covers for every publisher, done a lot of work for Disney, all the travel companies, the big cruise lines, that sort of thing. Unfortunately, the illustration sort of world died down about 5-10 years ago, but I had a great run at it. One of my favorite things to do was entertainment art, posters for plays, operas, a lot of work for the theater. So I'm going to show you 3 paintings that I did as a series for a small theater here in Orlando. The thing I love about doing, basically this is editorial art, is it's a narrative form of art. So you have to tell a story in a very quick amount of time and get the elements across. Also, because I'm creating the pieces in the studio, there's a little more freedom for me to sort of invent and move things around and change realities to create a more interesting image. This is a piece for a little play, I think it was called Spies Like Us. And it was basically, the story was 2 people who lived next to each other, and one thought the other was a spy, and thought the other couple was a spy. So I had to get that idea across. How do you present this sort of 50s era couple as spies in a very, brief time slot? So I used the figures and then drop the heads behind louver blinds so it looks like they're peeking through. It's a simple idea. Now these simple ideas don't always come easily. Sometimes they do. But a lot of these ideas come from several hours spent sketching and searching for different ideas. And I'm always open to, when I'm trying to sketch out an idea, other ideas coming from it. So this is was a musical called Lend Me a Tenor, and the premise of the musical was, it's a British comedy, a farce, and apparently the lead tenor in the play, it's sort of a play about a play, and the lead tenor in the play gets drunk and passes out, so this other guy sets to pretend he's the lead tenor. So it's a sort of role reversal, bait and switch kind of a thing. So basically I just took the idea of one person masquerading as another person by dropping this lead character behind the red curtains and using the curtains as a mask to get the idea across. Also trying to get other secondary elements. A painting, an illustration has to work the same as any piece of fine art. It has to have a hierarchy. It has to have a level of importance. So you want one thing to draw you in, the main event, and then you want secondary events to balance it out. So of course I've got the actual drunk-looking tenor, and then the girls that run around in the underwear in the play. Now, this is a medium that I love. It's called gouache, and it's a watercolor medium, and it's a very tricky medium because it's unlike oil. When you lay down a color in gouache, it's one level of darkness, it's one value, but it dries lighter, so it dries a value lighter. So every time you go back into a dry color, you have to make the adjustment for the different values and put down a note and let it dry and see if you got it right. The nice thing about gouache is it's both a transparent and an opaque medium. And it's a beautiful surface to it, which you can't really get behind glass, but it's a very matte surface. You can pull really beautiful little lines with it and get great edges. It dries, but it never dries. You can actually go in with a wet brush and just blend an edge if you decide to, or wet an area and blot it out. So it's a wonderful medium to use. This is a portrait of a guy named Fred Stone, who founded a local theater. And I didn't have much to go on. I know that he was an actor and he played in a lot of plays, so I went with the idea of mini masks, having many different personalities or that sort of thing. So behind him is just a whole series of made-up characters and individuals that he might have played or didn't, who knows. But again, that level of hierarchy thing still has to work. There's got to be the one important thing, that's the portrait, that's the face, and then the secondary events. So I've tried very hard to keep a rhythm going and that hierarchy flowing so that your eye kind of bounces from one thing to the next but stays in the frame. So that's a little tiny bit about the world of illustration, and I've had a good run with it. I won a gold medal at the Society of Illustrators, was one of the highlights of my career, and I've gotten a lot of recognition for it. But now I'm on to just fine art, and thanks for joining me and listening to me blather on.